So good afternoon, sir. A very warm welcome to you. If you could please introduce yourself and your startup's journey till now.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's indeed my pleasure and honor to be part of this your initiative. Thank you. Thank you once again. So my name is Sujit. I did my graduation from IIT Kanpur in 1992. Then I was working in the tech company, mostly tech companies like Infosys, Nortel, and all. Then I started my entrepreneurship journey. And this is my third phase of my entrepreneurial journey, which I'll be talking to you.
So could you tell us more about your startup? That what inspired you for this idea, catering specifically to engineering students?
So basically, we know most like many of us we come from a middle class background, and I had chance to interact with students from various colleges. I mean, by grace of God, I'll put it like this: we had chance to go into institution which is like India's one of the best institution, IIT Kanpur. But there are many students and thousands of students who are equally brilliant, equally hardworking in this country. And if we can provide them a bit of support, if we can provide that, and they can do a wonder. And that's where this journey started. Can we make them with whatever support we can give them to tier 2, tier 3 colleges and make their career at par with tier 1 college? This is what we are trying. I'm not saying we have achieved the target, but yes, this is what we are trying, and that's inspired me.
So, you were working for over 20 years with, well-established companies. So didn't you think this was, a risk that you were taking?
To answer your questions, yes, it's always, well-established company journey is a risk, but no risk, no gain. And I think that's where you have to draw a balance, how much risk I can take. Entrepreneurship is mostly driven by passion. If you're passionate about doing the things, you'll go for that. The journey is always challenging, and no doubt on that part. And I won't say it is a better than corporate journey or it is worse than corporate. I will not comment on that. However, if you're passionate about your journey, you'll always feel like my journey is better than any other journey.
Yeah. So, like I have a question, like we were going through your profile and it says that you started CL Infotech first. And then you are also business partners of IBM. So in a way that you are a serial entrepreneur now. And now the MindMatrix is the latest one. So how have you seen that entire journey?
I'll put it like this. Our country, if you look at the country's economics or country's overall what you call ecosystem, overall mindset, that has changed. And that is my one of the things I would like to put. Earlier part of our beginning of this century, even in entrepreneur journey, most of the enterprises were focused more towards service. Towards services. And you can see there are many successful companies in services, all these things. But if you ask today, there are many product-based companies are coming. So if you ask me journey, I'm not saying product was not there that time, but majority of the companies were service-based. So if you ask me in the terms of journey, you can see gradually shifting from services to technology solution to product. And I'm sure in coming days, product space in India is very, very bright. Because of reason is, say, for example, because of doing services company, we developed resources. Otherwise, our product, how do you develop product? You may not find the suitable resources. So while as an ecosystem of this country, we started working on services that give us lots of resources, that gives us infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure includes physical infrastructure, includes digital infrastructure, and most important is mindset. So slowly, I think that evolution you can see for the last 20 years or so.
Okay. So, sir, what will be your advice to the budding product companies?
Okay. There are two parts of advice I would like to put. One is as an entrepreneur, another as a product company. And both are related also. As an entrepreneur, very important thing is you should be passionate about that. And you should firmly believe whatever product you are doing, you should firmly believe that, yes, this is the thing. You should believe in that. And you know, that makes product successful as well as your journey pleasant. That is one. Second, in terms of product, if you ask me advices for product company, it is not just development of the product. We call it product development. If you from a scale from 1 to 10, then product development is probably level 1. If you do the product, then making it product. What do I mean? What do I mean by making it product? If most of us do the project. Project is solution for one case study, but product, you have to consider there are multiple case studies. For example, Zoom. The user can be comes from multiple background. It is not only technology persons are using this Zoom. So if you are developing the product, then you have to consider user from versatile background, versatile users, versatile mindset, all this type of aspects. So as a product, you should focus on that. Not just हमने ये काम कर दिया, हमने हमारा product ये कर रहा है. That is not sufficient. Are you able to handle multiple varieties of users? So that brings you from 1 to 3, and then 4 to 10 is the complete building ecosystem around that. When I say ecosystem, what I mean by that is any product if you are building, then it should have, for example, go to market. If it is B2B or B2C, you should have a firm go to market plan, go to market strategy for that. And you know, most of us fail there. Second example I'll give, say, support system. If you are developing a product, then you should have support system. If someone is not able to use that product, then there should be option where he or she can call and get his or her query answered. So third could be legal.
Very important.
So there are multiple ecosystem around it, which is non-technical, but you should have if you are in the product space.
Yeah. So continuing with the same question. So like, sir, there are so many SMEs, the product companies which are in SME stage, and they compete with MNCs within the country. So how can they get into the right space?
Yeah. You know, there could be multiple ways to do that, and I won't say which path is better. So it's a very individual choice. However, I'll share my experience, and that will probably try to. If you look at even if you look at the competitor, most of the time you'll find they're not competing. You can go and complement. You can go and complement. And it could be so MNCs, what you said, most of the time you'll find, hey, this MNC is basically complementing you, unless until, say, for example, my startup become as big as IBM. How can I compete? No point. So I try to find where I can work with IBM, where I can work with Cisco. So they are all big MNC, and I think that's what you are referring to. So how is that I can work with them? How is that I complement them? how is that we help them in their business. That makes us basically to grow.
Yeah, what were the challenges you faced during your journey, and how did you sprout up?
Okay. So challenge are multiple challenge I can tell. So and probably 1 hour won't be sufficient if I start sharing my challenges, full of challenges. And let me tell you, as an entrepreneur, journey is full of challenges. If there's no challenges, then probably you are not moving. If you are if you are standstill, then only you won't feel challenged. Otherwise, it's full of challenges. 2-3 challenges I'll just try to highlight. One challenge you see specific to our country is sometime, not now it's much better, but earlier days was infrastructural challenges. Infrastructure was not very well developed, well established to have your entrepreneurial journey, especially in technology area. I'm saying long back, internet connection was not that good. So if your internet connection is not there, how will you do the business? So one, I'll see infrastructure challenges. Second, this is 99.99% of entrepreneurs, we face challenges, the financial challenges. Unlike Western countries, financial funding system is a little different here. I'll put it like this. Once you are at a certain level, then only funding is easier. I'll put it like this. I'm talking about little earlier days. Now it's much better. So that challenge is always there, and I can continue. But another thing is social challenges. Social challenge, I'll put it like this. Now, many times as an entrepreneur, your lifestyle will change, right? Your corporate lifestyle to entrepreneur lifestyle will be different. But now, if you ask me, now many challenges are taking back seat. Now, our in terms of infrastructure, governance, in terms of society, much different than what it was earlier.
So Lalita, do you have any questions?
So, sir, you have seen that these days there are many young entrepreneurs coming up, and what are the advices you would like to give it to them?
Most important thing is implementation of the idea. That is one. Second, I'll say acceptability of idea. Is there someone is ready to pay you for that idea? How big is your idea? It depends how many people can pay for your idea. So my advice for this idea is, it is not just idea. Think about how is that I'm going to implement this idea. How is that it is going to benefit the users? How is that is going to fit into the existing ecosystem? So these are some of the advice I would like to give. First thing, if you have fear of failure, then don't do it. That means if you have fear of failure, that means you're not sure about your product. If you're confident, then only do it. So go back and ask yourself, what are the points which is giving me fear? And try to solve those aspects, but never do anything with fear. And at the same time, I will also say, never fear to do anything.
So if you can tell more about the MindMatrix and what are problems MindMatrix are solving for all the young students and working professionals.
About the MindMatrix is basically, there's a well-known problem of industry and academia gap. We all know that problem.
True.
And our journey started with solving that problem. While solving that problem, we realized it is not just, there are multiple dimensions of that problem. We are trying to solve some of the aspects of those problems. And what all those aspects are? One is a technical knowledge. Another is competencies required for the industry. And third is the value system. So we are trying to make students as fit as possible for the industry.
Correct.
So soon after their graduation time, once they join the industry, they are more ready. I'll put it like this. Now, in terms of what is that we are doing, basically. So if you ask me in one sentence, what is that we are doing is, first is we engage with the students from first year.
Right.
And after engaging with the students, we try to keep assessing their career risk or career. And when I say risk, it includes opportunities, their ability, all these things it includes. We keep assessing their career risk and keep providing them input to minimize their risks, career risks.
This point, my name is Siddharth Gupta, and we wanted to understand the 1-year short-term certificate program that you offer college students.
Our programs are 4-year, at least 3 years engagement with the students. We are not much into the short-term certificate program. So we engage with the student from preferably from first year. If not first year, then latest by beginning of second year. So 3 years engagement we have with the students, and it is more like engagement with the student than just giving them certificate.
So are you planning to engage students apart from just the engineering graduates?
Okay, so if you ask me, as our company vision, yes, our aim is to engage with students from all higher educations. So we'll remain with higher education. So basically, the education after that you go for job. So those are the segment we will be. We started our journey with engineering students and now move to MBA students. And then we slowly, next year, our plan is to include other graduate students.
So I just have one question, like what time you decided, what was the moment when you decided that I want to come in? How did you discover the idea, where the idea came in?
We call it entrepreneur bug. Okay, so if you have entrepreneur bug in your mind, you keep smelling the opportunities, and that's where entrepreneur bugs come to the picture. And you keep smelling where is the opportunity, and you see opportunity, you jump into that. So this MindMatrix journey, if you ask me, I was talking to one of the manager where some of our trained students were working with them, and that's where their input about those students were like, these students are competent enough. And that is the time we thought, oh yeah, this is giving me us opportunity, and how that I grab this opportunity for the benefit of thousands of students as well as benefit as a business.
That's amazing, sir. Thank you very much for your presence.